Welcome to USA Global TV and Radio, where our mission is to provide education, entertainment, hope, and inspiration. USA Global TV and Radio connects you with experts and audiences all around the world every single day to help you succeed in business and to live a richer life. Visit us at usaglobaltv.com to learn about career and life-changing training and mentoring programs like the Listening Mentor. Subscribe to our newsletter to stay informed about our special programs and offers. Discover how you can become a guest on one of our shows or a host or producer of a USA Global TV and Radio show of your very own. That's USA Global TV and Radio, where the doctor is always in.
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Welcome to USA Global TV and Radio, where we proudly provide world-class education, entertainment, hope, and inspiration. I'm Dr. JACALYN KERBECK. I am your host for this special episode. Today, we are talking about protecting personal data, strategies to safeguard your information. And we have a very special person who is starring in his own show today, Dr. FELIKS KRAVETS. You may have seen him yesterday on Dementia Home Care. He is truly an expert when it comes to all things related to cybersecurity. I picked up a tidbit yesterday that is really worth its weight in gold, finding out that you shouldn't keep your banking information on the same computer or device as you are with everything else. And that was sort of a wake-up call, and having different email addresses for banking as opposed to other things. Dr. FELIKS is an expert when it comes to social engineering awareness and cybersecurity. He's also an advisor and a keynote speaker and a professor and the star of this show. Let's welcome him. Hello.
Thank you. Thank you, Dr. JACALYN. Hello, everyone. Thank you for your great introduction.
Thank you so much. I'm so glad to have you. And as I mentioned yesterday, I picked up some tidbits myself of information because the scammers are always coming up with something new. So we need somebody like you who keeps us on top of everything. So I'm going to turn the episode over to you. What do people need to know about what's really going on behind the scenes? Especially, we've got artificial intelligence. We've got people who have nothing better to do than make phone calls to people, trying to lure them into various traps. And we've got emails coming. So take us through what it is that we need to know when it comes to cybersecurity.
Thank you. Thank you. Cybersecurity is a huge topic. It's a billion-dollar industry, and today we're going to talk specifically about tiny portion, which is very, very important, out of this huge cybersecurity field, which is a social engineering. My company, Cybersecurity Easy, has a name cybersecurity, but we're specializing specifically in the social engineering aspect of cyber safety. When we talk about social engineering, we're talking about you and me, but everyone else who is involved in all type of different operations. And picking up the phone, talking to somebody who is calling you, answering emails, clicking on a text message. All of this nowadays is a way for hackers to get under our skin and try to squeeze information out of us, making all those different fake attempts, pretending to be someone who they're not. They're not trying to make us believe that we're talking to legitimate entities. So social engineering is a big deal. If you look at the data, depends, and data is always different, depends on the source, you will find out that between 90 and 99% of all cyber attacks contain or include human component. In other words, you can have the company, you can have the best computer in the world, you can be spending thousands of dollars or euros to protect your technology or your business, your data, but a human being is a target, and in all those cases, in at least 9 out of 10 cases of all cyber attacks, it was someone like you and me who might be a great person who by accident wanted to help somebody, brought a flash drive and plugged it in, answered phone calls, assuming that phone calls is legitimate, and answer some questions, provided password through text message or through email. So human mistake is a big deal. So if you talk about social engineering in general, we talk about human, about you and me, and that is what this company is about, and this is what I'm teaching my students, and it's what we do as a business consultants. What is social engineering? Our system, or if you, first of all, in order to be updated on all of this, after the show, I would recommend everybody to go to Google or any other search engines and subscribe yourself for social engineering related newsletters. From time to time, you will receive a newsletter through an email talking about what's happening in the banking system, what's happening in the phone systems, how hackers are trying to hack and attack all type of different entities. You need to know what is going on. So this way, in case if it would be you being targeted, on the back of your mind, you might remember this episode with Dr. JACALYN, Dr. KRAVETS. You might remember something you read from the newsletter you received. You might remember something that you read online or heard on a radio or TV. And that is a big deal. We need to be updated on what is going on in this industry. It's the same way that you watching health-related TV shows and you watch for your health. You're Googling or searching, what food is best for us. The same way we need to start paying attention, if we didn't yet, or continue paying attention to hackers and how we can be more protected. And it affects everyone. It affects people who are seniors, who serve as cybersecurity easy.com LLC. We work with seniors who is the biggest target in the United States. Between 60 and 70% of seniors targeted by all type of different cyber attacks. As of data was just a few years ago, published by FBI, and those numbers probably higher nowadays. And that's people who reported this crime. Many people don't report it. So seniors is one of the top priorities for any type of training, and for anyone who have seniors in the family, to watch for them is a big deal. To make sure you are on the account with them, you monitoring what they do on the using technology. And this group is not so technologically advanced. So this is a big deal to watch for seniors. We talk about kids. They're also biggest target. In our family, our youngest child was 3.5 years old just a few years ago. He started going to school. The first thing he got was iPad. He was still not potty trained. He had an iPad in his hands. So children are exposed to technology from 3 and 4 years old nowadays, at least in the United States. And to monitor what they do, to watch and to train them on how to protect themselves, how to know, to make sure they understand not to turn on the camera, not to turn on the microphone, not to connect through games and through uh, all type of educational resources with unknown people. Explain them that not everybody who is trying to pretend to be a friend is a friend. Um, we talk about numbers, and in the United States, what they call sextortion is a big deal nowadays, based on the data published by reinforcement agencies. Those numbers are going crazy up, and kids are the biggest target. So please, monitoring your kids should be one of the main priorities, and explaining kids what could go wrong instead of telling them not to do it probably would be the best way to approach it. So we spoke about seniors, we spoke about young users. Everybody who is in the middle also target. Small businesses. If you open into your company, you can be the best, highly professional nail technician or truck driving operator, open your own company. You might not necessarily be aware of all those tricks that you can be part of when your company will be listed on the list of businesses provided by county or state or city and becoming public information for hackers to attack. They might pretend to be somebody from Google services, from Facebook, from local authorities, from the administration, from the police. So there is no way, unfortunately, for all of us to be protected, to really know who we're talking to, especially on the phone. So businesses, I recently spoke with a company providing cyber insurance coverage. We spoke about how many businesses buying cyber insurance without knowing how to deal with this, and that increasing the percentage of failures. So no matter what you do, no matter if you work for a big company, if your own business, if we're talking about your family members, social engineering is a big deal. All of us in the United States receiving spam phone calls. We're talking about statistically almost. I just read the number of spam phone calls. I believe it was 67 million spam phone calls were received worldwide in the last year. So we're talking about receiving emails. We're talking about utilizing the latest technologies. Dr. JACALYN just mentioned voice-based cloning, video cloning. If you Google video cloning and voice cloning, if you Google cybersecurity attacks, you'll find a lot of information about what biggest companies have done to protect themselves and what kind of attempts attackers pushed in order to get the data. And in most of the cases, it was successful. Attackers in majority of the cases, unfortunately, always in the front of everyone else, because we don't know how many viruses. If you think about antivirus you purchased in the store, antivirus for which you paid $20 or $120, or even if you download it for free, which I recommend if you do not have antivirus on the computer, to go to download.com or any other places and download at least one antivirus and at least one software to protect yourself against malware. It could be Malwarebytes or any other protection. So you must have at least two lockers on your door, two locks on your door. So if you haven't done it yet, please make sure you do it. But assumption that we install something on the computer and we're protected is also false. As I mentioned before, attackers are moving forward with the latest technologies, and they coming up with new and tricky ways to get into our technology and to our mind as well. So please make sure you are aware of this. Make sure you keep it in mind. We're talking about AI, and Dr. JACALYN briefly spoke about AI, included this into introduction. Please monitor, understand what AI can do. When we talk about cyber safety, AI can generate your voice. It can generate video in which you will be speaking or you will be talking to someone else with your voice. It can generate the photo image where you will be next to people who you never seen in your life, which can be used for all type of different purposes. And I don't want to go to criminal ideas of how it could be used, but please keep in mind that if you receive the voicemail from your loved one, if you receive the voicemail from your supervisor, from your work, from your grandparents, from your child or grandchild, this voicemail, there are chances that it's not valid and it was generated by using AI. Normally, if you do not have specific accent or if you if we're talking about general public, let's put it this way, there is no way even a family member would determine the difference between voicemail left by the human versus to AI if somebody picked up your voice. So when you pick up the phone and you receive the phone call and somebody telling you, "Hi, my name is Felix and I'm from a local real estate agency. How you doing, James?" And you answering, "Thank you, can I help you?" Just a few minutes of conversation about selling your house, which you say, "No, I'm not interested, thank you so much." And the person can ask you, "Can I send you some flyers still to keep information for the future?" Simple sales phone call, could be a way for hackers to obtain your voice sample. This voice sample can be uploaded to a web page, and whatever people will type in the page will be spoken by your voice. So if you receive the voice from one of the main things that happening nowadays, let's say grandmother received a voicemail from the granddaughter saying, "I went on vacation to Mexico with my boyfriend and our wallet is stolen. The people came with guns and stole our money. Can you please send me $2,000 to come back to United States? Please don't tell my mom because she will be really upset." So any grandma, probably would say, "Oh my God, my baby is there in the middle of nowhere. I'll definitely send her $2,000. Is it true or not? So hackers trying to make sure they tell you or they put you in a situation where it will be very difficult to confirm, what they tell you if it's true or not. So no, if you get in the situation and you finding no way to confirm, that is a red flag. Second red flag is stressing you to make decisions immediately. So somebody is arrested, or you're getting text message from your loved ones, from some of your loved ones saying, "My cell phone is dead. I'm using somebody else's phone. Can you please help me? It was a car accident." So trying to stress out using psychologically, every one of us or whoever they're trying to target and attack to make decisions on the fly. So the best way would be to stop, to breathe for a second, and to think, how true could it be? And thinking, if it's not true, what exactly will happen next? If you send money, if you click on a link, if you open email, if you download software, and it's not true, what will happen in this type of situation? So we're talking about zero trust. Zero trust approach will be the best way to do it. So before we go to any other topics, please remember AI is a big deal and attackers are using this technology on a daily basis. So when you see the phone call and you say hello and people just hang up on you, please remember that could be the checkpoint for spammers to determine if the phone number is valid and if they're actually picking up the phone or not. If you receive a phone call and they call you by name and asking you something. So when you talk to people, I don't want to, again, to stress everybody not to pick up the phone. And, we walk on the street and can be any type of accidents on the street. We're driving car, which is also risky. We're taking airplanes, which is risky. The life is full of risk. So I don't want people to be overstressed with answering phone calls or, opening emails. But in the same time, you have to know what attackers are doing. So if you will be in this type of situation, it should connect in your mind the fact that it could be true or not. So that is the main point of cybersecurity easy. Last thing about AI, if you Google Boris Johnson photo AI generated photo, fake photo image, you'll find a photo image of Boris Johnson being arrested in London with 3 police officers. It's a fake. An example on social media and LinkedIn, all these images being posted just to tell people more about the fact that if you see somebody's photo picture, if you receive somebody's voicemail, if you receive the video about somebody walking on the street or hugging another person or giving somebody money, please keep in mind that it could be fake. And again, there is a variety of different things that we have to worry about in general, but talk about cybersecurity, but AI can generate all type of deep fakes and all type of thing that attackers can use to target us in a very advanced way. Okay, so please keep in mind, again, if you're receiving voicemails, if you're receiving phone calls and somebody is screaming on the back, either saying that it's a phone call from the police or somebody captured another person and asking for money, and you hear in their voice all type of different things like that can be fabricated. So keep in mind, again, the best way is to contact the local law enforcement agencies. If you receive a phone call from your boss asking to transfer money, if you run a company, just simple solutions such as setting up the password, daily password if you run the big operations, or weekly password, or monthly password, which would be required for your CEO to be included in the voicemail when the CEO is calling the living voicemail on the CFO phone number to transfer money to a specific account. So you have to look for the second factor of authentication, which is highly popular nowadays. So set up a simple password. Say, hey, if you're calling to make strong decisions and your CEO, please make sure in your voicemail you're saying password FELIKS 123, and next week it will be different number or a different number. So if the password is not left with a voicemail, person who is receiving voicemail have to call back to confirm. And again, spoofing numbers is highly popular. You can see the caller ID saying that it's a Dr. KRAVETS calling or Dr. JACALYN calling. It might not be us. It might not be your CEO. It might not be phone call from Bill Gates or anyone else. So it's not necessary. It's the same with emails. So think of always conditional, like you tell to your children not to talk to strangers on the street, assume that those might be bad people. The same way we have to look at ourselves nowadays. And when we talk about cyber safety, assume that when we talk to somebody, when they went from the computer, it's a big deal, and you should not have trust level escalated, because every time you do it, you're at the risk of getting to the wrong people. So simple stuff like that is what we teach. Last thing I want to mention, which is highly important, is hotspots. Hotspots, you go to library, you go to coffee shops, there is always places for you to connect for free. If you have options not to, that would be safest way. Please remember, wherever you go, if you can hear me right now, I cannot hear you, but if you're calling me on a cell phone and I'm talking to you, you can hear me, I can hear it too. That is how conversation works. The same way, if you in a free internet, you connect it to a network, anyone else who is in the network, there's multiple ways for hackers to connect it to a different network, many ways to get into your computer while you're on a network. So if you have options not to utilize public Wi-Fi, safest way would be not to. The same comes with password. Simple thing that we teach our students to update passwords. There is a website where if you search on any Google or any other search engines, how secure is my password? I believe that it was before howsecureismypassword.org, but I believe they moved to a different web page. You can enter your password. A simple test you enter your password, click submit. It will tell you how many seconds it takes for, we're not talking about AI, just for the app that you can create to generate, to determine, to break your password, basically. So password you can Google and learn how to make the best password in the world, um, how to make a complex password, and what are password security tips. Make sure that your passwords don't contain the full words, which can be opened by dictionary. Technology can check every word in the English dictionary. Try to open your password just for a few minutes, no matter what language it is. Dictionary or any commonly used word with combination of 1 to 3 at the end, or other simple ways to create passwords, the same as not closing your car door. Again, it's not necessarily people will come to your car door and try to open it, but if somebody will, it will open by itself without being cracked. So make sure you learn a little bit more how to make complicated password, which is not easy to open by simple technology like that. So change your passwords. We tell students to change passwords weekly, monthly, not to use the same password for social media and for banking. Because if you think about it, you get a fake email from a fake person who tells you, hey, remember me? I was in your high school. How many years? Hey. And you say, who is this? As you can tell you, you're winner, you get refund. I get pregnant, I broke up with you, look who is here, whatever they want you to click on, or I get cancer. So they make all type of different psychological tricks for you to click on it, pretending to be somebody else, pretending to be somebody from your high school, from your college, from your ex-boyfriends or girlfriends, somebody from your neighbor, somebody using somebody else's name. You click to figure out who it is, and it will say, "Oh, log into Facebook." And the link on this communication can be short links with something abn.by, and you click on it. It's look like a Facebook, so you log in, but it's not. Now your hackers have you log into the Facebook. You think, "Oh, well, what's they could do with my Facebook?" But if you think about it, if your Facebook email is Felix@hotmail.com, and your password is, Felix123, and use the same one for your Chase Bank or for Citibank, for your MoneyGram, for your Spring.com or AT&T.com account, for your, for all your accounts. If you don't make it complicated, use the same email and the same password or similar password. Maybe your password is Chicago, and you're saying 25, and the hackers will just try to use 26, 27. So you cannot just make it so open and so simple for everyone. Now, if you log into this fake Facebook page, eventually they will transfer you to regular after you did it once. Now they capture your username and password. So now when you go to regular, they will just move you back to facebook.com next time around, just in a second. And now you can log in and you will say, oh, I don't understand what happened because my Facebook account, nothing happened. And you forget about it, but they capture your login credentials. And they can now cause troubles on the Facebook side. They can communicate to your friends asking for money, pretending to be you. Security questions. They also, most of the systems asking for security questions. please make sure that you make it more complicated as much as possible. Yeah, I live next to big city in Illinois, next to Chicago. So one of the more insecurity questions in the United States is, where did you meet your spouse? How many Americans do you think met a spouse in the city where they live? If there is millions of Americans live in the city of Chicago, how many of them do you think met the spouse in the city of Chicago? And the question, what city do you meet your spouse? Um, if the hackers are trying to target someone who lives in the city of Chicago or city of New York, um, just simple way to guess where they met a spouse, in the same city, or what type of food do you like. Googling, top favorite foods in the United States probably would answer this question. What is mother's maiden name? So try to make it more complicated. I don't want everyone to come up with wrong answers, which you might forget later, but at least try to use multiple emails for multiple purposes. So one email for social media, and please do not put your first and last name in the email. If my email is Felix Kravets, at yahoo.com, or Felix Kravets and my address at yahoo.com, try to make it, not so connected with you, so people will not necessarily know who you are by looking to email. And use multiple emails, one for financial institutions, one for social media. To say, remember this example when somebody wanted you to log into Facebook through text message. Now they capture your email and your password. What if your chase.com, or well, chase.com has some additional authentication method, but let's say if you use moneygram.com and it's the same email and same password. So think about it. Try to make it more complicated, and I know it's a pain to keep all those passwords somewhere, but I'm old-fashioned way, so I do not like to keep passwords in the places online because many of them get hacked as well. So write it down on a piece of paper, stick it, and explain this to your loved ones. If you run operations or business, try to find a company like mine, or go to Udemy, make people be aware of all of this, to make sure they're safe, to make sure they understand, the risks of trying to be nice, trying to help somebody, and that is a big deal. That is a big deal. Well, thank you for sharing our website, Dr. JACALYN. Yeah, so it's we try to show some data on what people what people are getting into, and the data is crazy numbers. We're talking about 80-90% of people don't think about it and don't feel that is a big deal. And so just to remember main points: watch for your loved ones, talk to your seniors, parents, grandparents, explain them that somebody calling from bank, from medical insurance company, somebody saying you got a refund from a medication and we just need your debit card number to transfer money to your refund, and you cannot trace, you cannot call us back because I'm from third party. Somebody calling from the bank, somebody telling you. So please always dial, and try to call them back. Safest way: you receive a phone call from your bank saying your credit card was charged $3,000. Was it you? Say no, it was not me. And they're asking questions to verify, to make sure they're talking to the right person. You tell them questions, it might not be necessary bank, even if the phone number shows the bank number. So you tell them, thank you for letting me know. Let me call back to the bank directly. So whatever people tell you, calling from insurance company, thank you for showing this. Those are numbers. If you look at the numbers that we put on the website about, especially about seniors, try to take initiative in your hands. If people tell you, no, you cannot reach me because I'm a third-party provider, then it's the last chance when I'm going to call back, and you entitled a refund because you overpaid for medication, for insurance last year. You may get a best deal, great deal. Stop for a second and think if it's not true, what will happen next? Right, to verify. Again, there is a way to make fake websites. There's a way to route numbers. There is a way to make it highly complicated, but it's a lot of work for hackers to do. So, and believe me, there is no 100% protection. If you look at a number of places being hacked in the United States, there is a website called Information is Beautiful, I believe .com or .org, but they provide all type of different information about different data. One of them is a hacking. Almost the number of records stolen in the United States tripled the population of the United States. Think about it, including kids, babies, elderly, everyone else. The number of records hacked in the United States is more than three times more than the population of this country. In other words, data, anything is hackable, anything could be hacked. And there is no way to be 100% protected. But in the same time, the simple way to think about it, anything that you do, just keep in mind that it's not necessary. True, and this is the best way to put a few layers of protection between you and attackers. Okay, so highly important. If I can help, this is thank you for sharing, Dr. JACALYN. This is my LinkedIn profile. Please find my name is Felix with KS at the end, and then that is the last name. We'll be happy to connect to share more details, and if we can help to assist with providing additional tips on the protection. But watch for your companies, watch for your loved ones, watch for your seniors, especially watch for your kids. Educate yourself what is extortion and how people trying to get money from children nowadays, and talk to them about it, explain them about it, and stay informed.
Thank you, Doctor. That was fantastic. I have so many questions that I wanted to ask you, but we've run out of time. So I'll talk to you offline about them. So thank you for being here for this very special episode. And for people who are listening and are not able to read the contact information, you can go to the doctor's website, which is cybersecurity.easy.com. I'll spell that cybersecurity.easy.com. Lots of great information. I'm really impressed with your website, by the way. It looks terrific.
Thank you so much.
All right. Thank you, sir, for being here and for sharing all your knowledge. Would you like to say anything else as we close out?
Yes, thank you so much. And, stay safe and learn one simple way to protect yourself every day. Just Google how to be protected with cyber safety, and try to educate yourself daily to be safe. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thanks for being here. Well, that's the kind of information that we are bringing to you from experts like Dr. KRAVETS all over the world. People are coming and sharing their knowledge and expertise. I know myself, something I want to speak to him about is sometimes I go to websites, it could be a magazine or a newspaper, and all of a sudden something pops up and it says Norton Security and it starts scanning. I immediately close it down. Or I'm looking at something on Google, and the next thing I know, whatever it was I was looking at, it's on my Facebook as an ad. I'm thinking, okay, they're watching us everywhere, but that's another episode for another time. So please do go over to LinkedIn and also connect with Dr. KRAVETS there. And his name is FELIKS. KRAVETS. We're super excited to have him on our team. Thank you, everyone. We'll be signing off for now. Our next show is coming up. If you'd like to be a guest on any of our shows, it's so easy. Go to our website, usaglobaltv.com. You can find us on YouTube. We have 2 channels. You can find us on LinkedIn. You can find us on Facebook. You can find us on Instagram, on Roku Worldwide, as well as Amazon Fire and Amazon Live. Thank you again. Bye for now.